Hey man, where are you headed? Are you kidding me?
No, I'm going to space, but you can drop me off anywhere near there.
You're an idiot.
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
I don't like you now.
Jeez. Oh, on today's comic book issues, we're going to take a look at the Planet Hulk animated DVD, the latest release from Marvel's Animated Studios. It's an adaptation of the epic storyline that made the Hulk a major player on the cosmic scene. Is it possible to fit 14-plus issues into an hour and 20-minute animated movie? And we'll also take a look at how the movie differs from the actual comic book story.
Hey. You want to come back to my place?
Thought you'd never ask. I feel safe with you.
Yeah.
I was almost seduced. What happened? You were supposed to cut that last part.
It's cinema verite. Remember, I'm a genius.
You're a fire genius.
Soon ye, honey, Daddy's coming home.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Comic Book Issues. Today we're tuning into a movie that I've had a few requests for, Planet Hulk. This film is actually an adaptation of a story that ran in the Incredible Hulk series for about a year and has had far-reaching consequences that are still affecting the Marvel Universe today.
When the Civil War was being planned, the editors at Marvel decided that neither side could have the Hulk, as he was easily a game decider. So when writer Greg Pak suggested getting the Hulk off planet, it was a risky move, but it did solve the Hulk problem. See, unlike other heroes like the Avengers or the X-Men, the Hulk's primarily been an Earthbound hero. Sure, he'd gone to other dimensions, and he's even fought aliens, but he's more or less been an Earthbound hero. Sending him into space would clear him from the Civil War, but it was a bit risky. Still, I feel it paid off, as Planet Hulk has become one of the iconic stories of the Jade Giant. The film begins just as the comic book did, with Marvel's Illuminati deciding that the Hulk is too dangerous to remain on Earth. So they trick him onto a spaceship and shoot him towards an uninhabited planet, where he'll finally be left alone like he's always wanted. But of course something goes wrong and he passes through a wormhole, arriving on the planet Sakaar.
Sakaar is more or less a medieval society, albeit one with robots, spaceships, and dangerous monsters in the wild. The people believe that their leader, the Red King...
I need a pig here. I love a warm pig belly for my aching feet.
No, that's Red King, is also the Sakaar son, a prophesized hero who will save their planet from disaster.
Passage through the wormhole greatly weakens the Hulk, and he's captured and sent to fight in the Gladiator games for the amusement of the Red King. The Hulk and a few others survive the first round. Later, they become a brotherhood called the Warbound. This includes Meek, a member of Sakaar's native insect species, Eloway, a member of the underground working against the Red King, Korg, another alien refugee who once battled Thor and Beta Ray Bill on Earth. Lavin, Eloway's protector and mentor, inspires them to work as a team in the first round, but is quickly killed. And finally, Hiroim, an outcast from the planet's shadow religion, because he did not acknowledge the Red King as the Sakaar son. The Warbound survive the battles in the arena, with some beginning to notice that wherever the Hulk's blood is spilled, saplings begin to grow, thus fulfilling the Sakaar son prophecy of his blood returning life to the planet. Kyera, the King's bodyguard, tells the Hulk how the King became regarded as the Sakaar son. He wiped out a deadly infestation of spikes, parasites that turn people into mindless monsters, saving Kyera's life in the process. Kyera encourages the Hulk to escape, as people are starting to see him as the Sakaar son. Hulk refuses, believing that if he survives the 3 rounds of battle, he'll be granted his freedom. Only Eloway escapes, and is seemingly killed. The Warbound succeed in the arena, even defeating a brainwashed Beta Ray Bill in the 3rd round. But the Red King betrays them by trying to get them to murder Eloway as a show of loyalty. Bill helps them escape into the wild and returns to Earth, while the Hulk chooses to stay. The Hulk tries numerous times throughout the film to leave the Warbound, always denying that he wants friends, only to be confronted by Kyera, who challenges him to a duel. They fight only for Kyera to abandon the duel when she recognizes the spike missile that's been launched at a city where the Warbound are in hiding. The Hulk realizes he can't sacrifice his friends and follows her. They fight off the spikes, but Kyera finds out that they are and have always been the Red King's weapon, and he drops a bomb to wipe out the city, Spikes, and the Hulk. The Hulk is seemingly killed, and Kyera returns his body and the captured Warbound to the capital. But, of course, the Hulk's only faking, and in a knockdown, drag-out fight, he defeats the Red King, who is then infected by Kyera with a spike. Poetic justice for the terrible things he's done. He is then killed by his own robots to contain the infestation. The people of Sakaar embrace the Hulk as the Sakaar son, and with Kyera at his side, he lives happily ever after.
Well, that's how the movie goes. Now, you may have some questions like, where's Bruce Banner in all this? While he does manage a cameo or two during the comic book series, he's left out of the movie, since it's more or less the Hulk story. In fact, let's take a look at how this movie is different from the original comic book series itself.
Now, while the comic credits Greg Pak and penciler Carlo Pagulian as the creators, there were more artists involved. But the movie is more or less an adaptation of the first 4 issues of Planet Hulk, which was Carlo's arc. The series then spent 4 issues following the Hulk and the Warbound on the run as he slowly builds up an army to challenge the Red King. In Planet Hulk's final arc, the Hulk accepts his destiny as the Sakaar son, and even discovers that the spikes are actually aliens trapped in Sakaar and being used by the King. He turns them to his side, and his army fights the Red Kings, whom he defeats and allows to be killed by rogue robots. The Hulk marries Kyera, and she is carrying his child, when the ship that brought the Hulk to Sakaar blows up, killing Kyera and devastating Sakaar, thus making Hulk both the Sakaar son and the other prophecy in the comic book, the World Breaker. Thinking the heroes of Earth tried to kill him, the Hulk and the Warbound set off to Earth for revenge.
So aside from these plot issues, what else is different? Well, for one thing, Beta Ray Bill wasn't in the original story, neither in Korg's flashback nor in the arena. In the flashback, it was just Thor alone, and in the arena, the Silver Surfer was the man they faced off against, but he couldn't be used for this movie due to licensing issues.
Also, the Warbound were different. They had more members, including a member of the alien race, the Brood, a race that's clashed with the X-Men numerous times. Now, she was cut for the sake of keeping the group small and manageable for the film's running time. There was also a robot named Archie, who was killed in the first battle in the movie. Finally, Lavin, who inspired the Warbound at the beginning of the film and then dies, is not really a leader in the book. He's a pretty bland and unimportant character, but he does live a little longer than he did in the movie. Now, in the book, Hulk only meets Meek in the first round of the Gladiator games. He is then sent to a fight school called the Maw, where he and Meek are trained to be gladiators, along with the other members of the Warbound. Also in the book, he's not constantly trying to keep them at a distance or walk out on them. They become friends much quicker. Kyera is also a different character in the book. She's more cold and manipulative. She knew that the Red King used the spikes on her village and accepted his ruthlessness. Meek is the most changed character. Now in the movie he goes from being a coward to the Hulk's brave sidekick, but in the book he's bitter that his race is being wiped out by the Red King, and he undergoes a genetic evolution that physically changes him into a king of his species. But when his people's last queen is killed by a spike, his race faces extinction and he quickly becomes a killer, echoing the monster that the Hulk is always accused of being.
So those are the differences between the movie and the source material. I'll leave you to decide if the changes made were for the better or not, but in any adaptation, certain things have to be cut or changed. Now, what do I think of the film itself? Well, I liked it for the most part, but there is one scene that really bothered me, and it's just a tiny thing, but still...
Now right here, where the Hulk picks up a sword and uses it. Now, for as long as I can remember, it's never been Hulk slash, it's always been Hulk smash. I mean, the idea of a Hulk using a weapon instead of his fist or just some random bit of heavy junk that he picks up and throws just seems wrong. I mean, he's the Hulk. He hits things.
Minor quibbles aside, the film could have also used a better voice cast. Now, DC films always seem to get celebrities to voice their characters, while Marvel relies on non-famous voice actors. Both options are fine. But in this movie, the only voices that I really enjoyed were the Hulk himself, voiced by Kevin Michael Richardson, who you've no doubt heard on many Seth MacFarlane cartoon shows, and the Red King by Mark Hildreth from the shows The Tudors and current sci-fi hit V. The animation is good and the fight scenes do take you in. Now, overall, I give Planet Hulk a thumbs up, with the caveat that you understand that this is only an adaptation of the first arc of Planet Hulk. Do yourself a favor, read the whole story. Planet Hulk has quickly become an iconic story for the Hulk, and is still affecting stories today, such as the current Fall of the Hulks. Thanks for joining us. I'm the Last Angry Geek, saying, Geek Smash!